Hi guys, we're back here with ArtTales. We're hoping everybody's doing well at home. We miss you. Today's book is called Tiny Perfect Things. It was written by M.H. Clark, illustrated by Madeline Klepper. Today, we keep our eyes open for tiny perfect things. Like here, on the ground, a yellow leaf that the wind blew down. A spider's web that's caught the light. A snail that climbed the fence last night. See that little snail? Our book that we read last time had a snail in it. It had 4 snails. See all the crows up in this tree? I watch them and they watch me. This is interesting. Look what's in their nest. What do you see in the nest? Here's a red bottle cap and a flower growing through the sidewalk crack and a man with a beautiful feather in his hat. Look, our shadows are holding hands. They walk when we walk, and they stand when we stand. I see a cat on the steps, and someone we know. Let's wave hello. Here's an apple, way up high, red against the blue, blue sky. And now I see the pale, bright moon. There's our nest again. Look at some of these other things. What do you see? That bunny. Some other guys down here. It's getting cold. Let's go home soon. This is their neighborhood. Around the corner, up the stairs, the light is on. Who's waiting there? Who's waiting for them? We found so many things today. A leaf, a snail, a cat, some crows. The world is full of wonders, no matter where we go. Can we go again tomorrow? Look what she's doing. She's doing a drawing of all the tiny perfect things she saw. I wonder what we'll see. The world is full of perfect things when you come look with me. This is kind of cool. It opens up like this. How many tiny perfect things can you find? I'm going to look at this for a minute. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing a lot. Do you see them all? Look very, very carefully. I think my favorite is the garden gnome. Let's look on this page. Oh, there's lots of little perfect things here too. This is fun. Look, someone's got some sidewalk chalk and they've been drawing on their driveway. You see that? And here is someone planted a garden. People riding bikes, walking their animals. The end. Thanks for joining us. That was Tiny Perfect Things. All right, so we just finished reading Tiny Perfect Things. And it was a story of a little girl who, while she's out walking, she's paying very close attention, noticing all the little things. So we have a really pretty garden here at the museum. We're out in the museum garden, but you could actually, if you have a backyard, you could go in your backyard, or if you're able to go for a little walk. When you just kind of slow down and start looking, you're going to see all kinds of cool stuff. So in the story, the little girl did some drawings of things that she saw. We're just going to do one right now. This is our big pot that still has some of our winter flowers in it. We have alyssum. This is alyssum. It smells like honey. We have pansies. So I'm going to do a drawing. And I am using, if you're at home and you maybe don't have a lot of art supplies, we're just using copy paper. I'm going to use markers because it's easier for you to see. But you can use whatever you have. If you have crayons or pencils or whatever you have on hand. I think these markers are going to show up better though. So remember, we talked about this the last time. It does not have to be perfect. I'm just going to draw some of these different flowers. So I think I will start. First I'm going to start with some of the alyssum. And alyssum has these little tiny leaves. There's some little dead ones on there. And I'm just going to make little kind of lines for the alyssum. I wish you could smell this. This alyssum smells like honey. I think it smells really nice. So I'm just making my little, these are my little alyssum leaves. And because I'm using white paper, if I had a white pen, it's not going to show up. But I can do the flowers by using my green pen kind of as an outline. And if you notice, the little tiny alyssum flowers have a little bit of a color. Oh, there's a bee. Go away, Mr. Bee. Have a little bit of color in the middle. So I'm just going to find like where there's a little spot and make those little flowers and put a dot in it. They're kind of in little clusters. Do you notice that? You could be doing this with a pencil, and if you don't have crayons or markers, you don't really need color. It's kind of fun just to draw these different little shapes. So they're in their little clusters. There's a couple more up there. And then, since that looks kind of empty, I'm going to go back with my little marks, make my little leaves. So I don't have too much white space. And if you want them to make more of a, look like more of a leaf shape, you actually can come back and just kind of fatten these little marks up a little bit. Can you hear that bird? It's so pretty out here. So I can go back later and fatten my leaves up, but that's kind of fun. It's very satisfying to make these leaves fatter. All right, so there's my alyssum. Now I'm gonna keep my green because I'm gonna do the pansies. And I'm gonna make some of the little stalks here. Pansy leaves, you can see that. They are almost, they're kind of heart-shaped. Like a little fat heart. Make some wiggly lines. Now I'm going to do my pansy flowers. The ones I'm looking at right there are yellow. And actually, I might come back with a darker yellow. There's kind of a darker part in the middle that almost looks like a little eye. And then these kind of ruffly leaves. Does that look like a pansy? I know if my ArtTales kids were here, they would tell me the truth, because sometimes when I ask them if something looks like something, they say, no, it doesn't. But I think that's not bad, so I'm going with that. All right. And then I'm going to have this one behind. This is the only one you can really see the center. The ones that are behind, you can kind of just see the leaves from the side. We don't usually color in with markers. Like if we're using markers in ArtTales, we usually do that for the outline and then come back in with a crayon. So I could come back in later with a crayon and do that. All right, I'm going to do another purple one, and then I'm going to let you use your imagination of what. Oh, these are actually called, what are these? Johnny Jump Ups? They kind of look like a pansy, but they're tinier. I can't think of the name right now exactly. Here's some little leaves. Their leaves are tinier. That's close to that color, isn't it? Same thing, they've got little, can you see that? They've got like a little kind of yellow center, and then they have darker leaves. Whoops, got some dirt on there. So I'm just drawing the pansies and these other little ones. I think they're called Johnny Jumpers. I cannot remember the name right now. Because this is what I found when I came out in the garden. But you might find stuff completely different if you were looking in your yard. These are fun leaves or petals to draw because they are, we use that word organic. They're just not they're not super concentric. They're just kind of all wiggly. So you can't really mess up. Pretty. And a lot of times when we're drawing stuff in nature, we think about using odd numbers because nature, like the word organic, it's not even, it's not completely symmetrical. So, and I broke my rule because I have 4 here. I'm going to put another one in back here so I have 5. All right, this is obviously not finished. I'm looking at this pot. I'm not going to do the whole thing right now, but if I were going to finish this, I would go back in and put more plants, put some more alyssum. I'm covering part of it with my book. Put those down there, and then I would come back in and color these things in. These are just kind of like the little outline. So you get the idea. This is just a start. Yours is going to be completely different because, like I said, you're going to be looking for things that you find outside. Or if you can't go outside, do some exploring around your house. Maybe you'll find some strange little things that you didn't notice in your living room before. You can draw those. All right, and we will see you guys next time.